Welcome to your community. This is your hometown. This is Walton Entertainment. This is where you can hear from the community and those making a difference. We explore topics, local festivals, arts and entertainment, and local news. For this program and much more, visit us online at yourlocalstream.com. That's yourlocalstream.com.
I thought I'd just give you an update on what's happening here in Walton County and with the Development Authority. And I know several of you have already asked me a few questions about the biggest thing that's happening to us, and we'll get to that very shortly. But first, I just want to tell you about a couple of things that we're doing. About 5 years ago, we really started focusing on workforce development in Walton County. And we hired Dessa Morris, that most of you probably know, who coordinates our workforce development, and we've created a program called Walton Works. And we have a number of programs where we're working with the schools, technical college, and our industries. But one in particular I want to highlight is called Hard Hat in Hand. And we've been working with Facebook and Holder Construction. And just recently we put about a dozen kids through the Hard Hat in Hand program. And about half of those kids were from Walton County, the other half from Newton County. 3 of those kids from Walton County were homeless. They were living in cars or wherever they could live, still going to school. So they graduated high school, and for 2 months, they got a salary. They got to learn all kinds of skills down at Facebook with Holder Construction. They got some OSHA certifications, all kind of training that they received. And those kids now have been hired full-time, going from being homeless to making $70,000 a year. And Dessa just recently ran into one in the grocery store. He was with his girlfriend in there, and he says, "I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me and this program and how it's changed my life." And those are the stories you don't often get to hear, but we know the impact is out there. We started doing high school interviews with industries, making a big deal out of that. You know, we make a big deal of kids going to college, especially if they're going to play a sport. We started doing that kind of ceremony. Hey, we're going to get your picture. You're going to choose what company you want to work for, and so forth. So, you know, we're really doing a lot of stuff in that workforce development round, and I'm really excited about all that we're doing there. Recently we announced a company that's coming to Monroe, Gotham Greens. Gotham Greens is a commercial greenhouse grower located in Piedmont Regional behind what used to be Angel Food Ministries. And we're excited about that. Gotham Greens is not one of those big sexy projects that people like to hear about. They grow produce. But the exciting part about Gotham Greens is this. Before we would do any kind of deal with them, we wanted an agreement that they would work with our school systems and the agricultural pathways that they have. So our students now will be able to go to Gotham Greens, learn the business side of agriculture, and then how do you get into making money in a career out of agriculture. You can learn a lot about how to grow things, but how you make money out of it is a total different story. It's the same thing with a restaurant. I know a lot of great cooks, but running a restaurant and a business is a lot different than being able to cook good food. So we're trying to educate our students, especially in that pathway, about that. They'll be working with Gotham Greens. We also worked with the school system and Athens Technical College to create what we're calling a precision manufacturing pathway that has just started. And students that participate in the precision manufacturing pathway will get dual enrollment with Athens Tech. But the reason we started that pathway is we have a lot of manufacturers in this county, and we've got more manufacturing coming. So we felt like we needed to educate students about career opportunities in manufacturing. Now that could be anything from human resources to engineering to management to packing a box. There's a lot of things that happen in a manufacturing facility. They'll get exposed to all that. They'll also get industry tours to see how it works. And those industry experts will be coming into the school helping to teach certain subjects. So for example, if we're talking about logistics, we'll have Walmart distribution and other companies that do distribution come in, talk to them about how that works. It's very modernized today. It's a lot different than it used to be. And the career opportunities in that field. So all that to say, we're trying to expose our students to career opportunities. Sometimes that requires going to get a college degree, sometimes it does not, and that's okay. You can make a good living today if you're not college material. We want to expose you to the career opportunities that are available in this county and where you can make a decent living. We were just talking to a student yesterday who was interested in welding. Well, we're going to send that kid to Athens Tech. He can go there for free if he wants to learn welding. He could come out after getting his certification there, making between $70,000 and $90,000 a year. So those are the kind of careers we're trying to connect students with through the Development Authority. And we've got some partners. We've got the Chamber of Commerce that has a lot of education programs that work with our students. Student Success Alliance we partner with that also does a lot of work through the schools and the site coordinators that they help oversee. So all of us together are trying to make our workforce just a little bit better in our community. And then the big news for us, obviously, is what's happening down in Stanton Springs. I guess 7 years ago, I started working with the Joint Development Authority and took over the marketing for them and doing all of their economic development. They had a private company that they had a partnership with at the time that had gone sour, and I negotiated a divorce from that company with the JDA, and we started doing it on our own. Since that time, we've now had over $100 billion in announced investment down in Stanton Springs. That's an unbelievable amount of money. Give you an example of the state's budget, it's half of that. So we've had a lot of investment in the past number of years down there. And the big one that's coming now is Rivian. Rivian has been very controversial in a lot of ways. It's an electric truck manufacturer. They also manufacture an SUV. They also make the new Amazon electric vans that have just started rolling off, and those are shipping around the country right now. Rivian is, in my opinion, one of the most innovative American companies that we've seen in a long time. I've been to California. I've seen their operations. I know a lot about their research and development, and I really feel comfortable with Rivian. Now, some people say to me, they haven't made a profit yet. Well, Tesla is a great example of how you can be a very successful company in the beginning and not turn a profit. And that's the same with most companies that are startups. And this is a fairly new startup company, but by the end of this year, they are projected to meet their goals in producing the trucks that they've committed to produce in Normal, Illinois. So we're excited about that. But it is electric. They will build an electric automobile assembly plant in Social Circle. They will also build a battery manufacturing plant down there. To give you the size of the plant, it's enormous. It's the biggest manufacturing project that this country has ever seen. It will be 3 times the size of Kia. And that just gives you an example of how big it is. If you've been up 85 and you've seen the SK battery plant, their battery plant will be twice the size of SK. So enormous facility. Rivian will hire approximately a minimum, let me say that, a minimum of 7,500 employees. With an average starting salary around $56,000 a year, plus benefits and any overtime they might have. Not a bad salary for a company like that. But we feel very comfortable with the state, where we are with Rivian and the deal that we've done there. We know they're going to be a successful company. We know a lot about their research and development and the technology they've developed. We feel real comfortable with where they are with that. I wish I could tell you more about it, but it's proprietary. But I'll say this, there have been Rivian trucks on the road for a few years now. You've never been a Rivian fire in any one of their vehicles. And that's one of the arguments we get sometimes. Well, electric vehicles catch fire. Well, so do combustible engines. There's been twice in Atlanta this week where the interstate's been shut down because of fires from a combustible engine. So it happens all around. And sometimes I think electric vehicles get a negative image for that. All of the automakers in the world are moving towards electric vehicles. Every one of them. And whether that's for us or if it's for you or for me, that's our own personal choice. But that is the direction that the automobile world is moving. In fact, Hitachi Automotive in Monroe is moving in that direction as well. They have always made parts for combustible engines. Now they're looking at changing what they do to meet that demand for the electric vehicles that are coming. And there's a lot of issues around electric vehicles. It's not perfect. It's going to demand a lot more power. We are fortunate in Georgia that we've got power, and we'll have a lot more power once the nuclear plant comes on board. We should be just fine with electric vehicle demand in the state of Georgia. There are some states that I don't think are going to fare very well. Texas, for example, has a big power grid problem. California has a big power grid problem. When the company was here in Georgia, we were meeting in Atlanta, the governor came in, and we were making our pitch. And one of the questions they asked the governor was, well, what's a weakness for Georgia? You know, tell us that. He sat there for a second and he said, well, I'll tell you what it ain't. It ain't the power grid. But there's been a lot of negative feedback about ruin the community and all the people that are going to come here as a result of Rivian. We don't believe that. In fact, we don't think we're going to see that big of an influx of people moving to this county for a number of reasons. One is we don't have the housing. Some of you in real estate, where are they going to live? We don't have 7,500 new homes. Some of you in development business, you get that. They can't all live here. They're not all going to live here. But this is the thing. Do you know that 1/3 of the residents who live in Walton County leave this county every day? 1/3 of them leave the county every day to go to work in another county. 50% of our workforce, 50% leaves Walton County every day to go work in another county. That's a lot of people. And we all know people that work outside of Walton County. Some of us, you know. Well, that's over 30,000 people a day that leave our community to go to work in another county. We can fill every single job at Rivian with people who already live in Walton County without having to build a single house. Now, there will be others who will get hired there and will want to live in the area, maybe close to the facility. But our research has shown us that people that work in a facility don't necessarily want to live at the facility. Maybe they want to live nearby, and I'll give you an example. The workforce at Kia. When that project was announced, West Point was gearing up for a lot of people that were going to move to West Point. Guess what? It didn't happen. You drive to West Point today, it looks a lot like West Point did 20 years ago. They've got a few nice restaurants, but other than that, they didn't see a huge influx of people. And this is why. People like to live in areas where there are a lot more resources available to them. People like to live in neighborhoods, established neighborhoods. People like to live where there's grocery stores and retail shopping. They like to live where there's sports for their families. And maybe it's church. You know, a lot of different factors come into that. So Kia's employees are driving from LaGrange, Montgomery, and Noonan. That circle is where their employees come from. They drive to that facility. We're going to have a lot of people drive into the Rivian facility here. They'll come on I-20, they'll get off. That's why we're building a brand new interchange down there. The existing interchange at Highway 278, which is 101, will be used for vehicle traffic. The new interchange that we're building down there will be used for truck traffic. We'll separate the two. We'll widen 278 and create an access road right off the interstate. So when you get off the interstate, you come right into the property. So we don't want traffic backing up on the north side, closer to Social Circle or Rutledge. That's all in a design, and we'll actually start building those roads here before the end of this year. A lot of that will happen. So we've given a lot of thought about this development and what we're going to do down there. I will tell you that Rivian is probably the most environmentally friendly company I've ever met in my life, and I've talked to a lot of companies. Facebook, for example, says they're a green company. Nobody compares to Rivian, and I'll give you an example. Rivian pays people today to go out and collect plastic that's floating in the Pacific Ocean, mostly from Asian countries. They just dump it out there. It's floating out there. It's a horrible situation. Rivian pays companies to collect that plastic. They recycle it and make plastic bins that everything that comes into their manufacturing facility must be put in. They don't allow cardboard and other disposables to come into that facility. You got to use their bins. When those bins need recycling, they recycle them to make parts for the Amazon vans that they're manufacturing. They paid a consultant upwards of $1 million just to count the trees on the site in Social Circle. They're so conscious about their footprint and their carbon footprint. For every tree that they cut down there, they're going to use inside the facility. They'll use it for cabinetry, they'll use it for furniture, they'll use it to make other things, they'll grind what they need to do for landscaping purposes. They will use those trees. And they have moved their facilities so many times down there just to avoid the environmental footprint, so that they could disturb as few trees as possible. In fact, they will never develop more than 50% of that 2,000 acres. They want to preserve the natural tree buffer that surrounds that property today. And in fact, they're going to enhance it and clean it up. So we're excited about what they're going to do there. They're talking about a lot of trails and opening it up, creating a lot of a visitor center perhaps, and allowing people to take advantage of the beautiful nature down there. And it is beautiful property. There's no doubt about that. The majority of the buildings will be located on the Verner's property, on the fields that you see when you drive through there. That's where most of their buildings will start to take place and move south a little bit towards I-20. So they'll have the least amount of environmental impact there. You can't please everybody. Some people don't want the change. I can understand that. It happens. As a development authority, our goal is to improve the lives of people economically, if we can do that. And we feel like that is the best way to improve the lives of our community. That payroll will be upwards of $850 million a year going back into the local economy. Can you imagine? What we hear a lot is, oh, we love the new restaurants in Monroe, but we hate the traffic. Well, guess what? You can't have one without another. And I especially see it in Loganville a lot. They complain about the traffic, but they want new restaurants. Well, that's what causes a lot of that restaurant, is all that traffic that goes through there every day. The key to it all is balance. How much balance can we create to make everything healthy and grow responsibly? And that's not always an easy task. We hear a lot about we need more housing and we need more affordable housing in this community. People today can't afford to buy new housing, a new house that works in our community. Well, we understand that. So as a development authority, the only thing we can do is to try and improve the wages. Lift up the wages, give people more disposable income. That's why Monroe finally got a Publix. It wasn't because we didn't have enough people. In fact, Monroe's had more population than Loganville for years. But we didn't have a major chain grocery store. The reason was we didn't have the disposable income that those retailers are looking for. In the last 10 years, Monroe has changed drastically. There's a lot more money in Monroe, and people have a lot more disposable income. That's why we see the Publix and the other stores around there, and that's why we have more restaurants opening up, that people can afford to go out and eat and spend money. My wife and I go out to eat, it's just the two of us at home now. We spend $50, $60 easy going out to eat today. And apparently there's a lot of people that can afford that because the restaurants are doing pretty well around here. And we've got more coming. But growth is going to be an issue for us in this community. And we see that our role in that is trying to bring higher wages, better quality of life and living for people in Walton County. And that's how we can help with that. And with that, I'd be happy to take some questions you all might have.
I got a comment. I was just calculating. You said 850 million payroll with 7,500 jobs. That's 113,000 average salary.
A lot of those salaries will be much higher than that 56,000.
Okay.
They will also build a research and development facility. They'll have executives here. That is a minimum, and it will go up from there. We've looked at Normal, Illinois, and we've been to California, and they're going to be pulling from a lot of those areas when they recreate here. They won't be moving a lot of employees from Normal, Illinois, where their plan is today, but they'll be moving executives. And a lot of what they're going to create in the future will be much higher paying jobs when they build things like a research and development facility, a $50 million training facility. Wages start to go up when you hire people like that. And that's what we're going to see a lot of.
So their headquarters will be here. Will they still have the Illinois plan and a California presence?
There will be a California presence.
Okay.
They have a number of facilities out there, but they're going to duplicate a lot of what they have in California here at this facility. Research and development is one of those. They have developed some fantastic technology for their vehicles. And it goes from everything from battery technology to what you would see in a real automotive research field, to building clay models of vehicles. I mean, they'll do a lot of that.
Full disclosure too, I am not against Rivian at all.
Sure.
I made the comment over here a minute ago that I was skeptical because I've had, myself and a lot of people, like, this is exciting, this is coming, but recently people have been like, well, when is it really going to happen? So that's where I think my skepticism and like other people.
Sure.
So turning dirt, when are they going to?
October.
Okay.
We're turning dirt.
Can you tell us that?
October.
He told us that.
October. We're turning dirt.
I live in Social Circle, so I've heard it, but I also know you, and I've known you for a long time, so I haven't been super worried about it. But I know the community, has, but I know they shut down a few roads this past weekend.
Yes.
In preparing.
That's right. They did.
For the dirt, and I think, as being a community member, I think the biggest thing that has worried people is just the things they don't know.
Yeah.
And they don't get to sit down and talk to you like we are now.
Yeah.
And
just to be fair with that group, I have offered to the anti-group anytime you want me to come and talk to you or answer your questions, I'm available. They've taken me up on it, 0. None. And it's there now. We understand that if you just don't want it, that's one thing. But there's been a lot of false accusations about the company and corruption about that, about the Rivian development in general, which are unfounded and not true. There's been absolutely no corruption surrounding that plant. Why would anybody want to go to jail? Why would a company like that risk something like that? I mean, it just blows my mind.
Now, do you think this project has helped push all that fiber that's going in out there?
No, that's Facebook. Yeah, that's Facebook. So the reason the roads have been closed is all the property's been assembled and acquired now. The roads were transferred to the state of Georgia. The state of Georgia closed the roads because they were having some trespassers and they were seeing some damage to property and some dumping was going on. So the state of Georgia closed the road. We're just going to stop it and close the road that went through there. That has a lot to do with why they closed the road so fast.
Yeah.
Because they just were trying to put a stop to some of that.
Well, it's exciting to hear like about the trails and stuff like
Well,
that. I mean,
it is, and the company's going to be very heavily involved in the community, probably more than any other company we've had. Facebook has probably been the one company who's been the most involved in supporting the community. I'll give you an example for Facebook. I guess a year ago, last fall when COVID was going on, Facebook called me and said, we've got $325,000, something like that. We'd like to do something with it in the community. And we said, we know what you need to do with it. Walton County schools have one-to-one technology with their students. They get laptops. Social Circle does not. Give all that money to Social Circle school system, and they bought every student a laptop.
they all got Chromebooks.
They did. And that was a result of Facebook wanting to support the community. And we're going to see Rivian do a lot of things like that to support the community as well. We really don't think the community is going to change a lot. We did research on other communities that landed automobile plants. It did not change their community, and we don't think that's going to happen here. One is, as I mentioned, the housing is just not here. I mean, how are you going to change if you don't have a place people live? But we think that our biggest opportunity is going to be offering people a job in the community that live in the community. And that's where we're going to focus our recruitment efforts. My guess, 5 years from now, when the plant's built, and we all know people that work there, and they've had a chance to get involved with the community, people will really understand and see how it really benefits us. But time will be the only thing that will.
Well, I can definitely say like having the industry in our area, it has been super beneficial for our high school kids.
Yeah.
My daughter's boyfriend didn't go to college. He went straight to work for Pratt Industries, and he makes a great salary and gets to travel all over the place. And when he gets settled back here, they're going to put him through school. You know, I mean, it's just flipped. My daughter's a certified, medical whatever. I mean, like, and got it through the school. So I think it's, I think there's lots of pros to it. It's changed, but there's lots of
It
good
will
things
change.
that come with it.
I will say this, that as terms of the Joint Development Authority goes in Stanton Springs, I don't see them continuing in the future buying more land. I think they're pretty much have done all they've done. They only have less than 100 acres left that they own. And once that's gone, I think that's it for the Joint Development Authority. They'll be around a long time, but they won't do any more development down there. It's full. In fact, in Piedmont Regional in Monroe that the Development Authority owns, we only have 140 acres left, and half of that's being looked at by a company right now. So we won't have much land either. Walton County will make a shift. In the past, we've been Development Authority driven with our economic development. That shift is going to be developer driven from here on out. That means developers coming into this community, buying land and developing it. And that's what's happened with almost every other major community, suburban area, Atlanta area community. And it's happening in Walton right now. In fact, just in Social Circle, we saw a developer buy land and has gone under permitting for 3 million square feet. And I think that's what you're going to see a lot of from now on. But our industrial development rather, is limited to where it can take place in this county. It's in Monroe out on 78. In Social Circle, it's off the bypass and East High Tower Road down to I-20. That's it. We leave it there. We don't want to mix industry with residential. We try and keep it separate as much as we can.
You said the developer was permitting 3 million square
3 million
feet, so it's
square
for
feet.
warehouse space or what? Okay.
Yeah.
It has to be distribution.
Yeah. The way to do that today, what a lot of developers do, and I don't know if he's going to do this, is they'll build the walls, leave the floor. In the event it's a manufacturer that wants to come in, and they can build what they need on the inside. But I think that's where we're headed. I think most of our industrial development is going to happen in Social Circle near I-20, along the I-20 corridor. I really think that's where it's going to stay. I don't see a lot more coming to Monroe.
Good morning, I'm Tisha Finn with the Walton Youth Project, and I just wanted to inform you of a couple of new things that we have in the works. We have just instituted our new Teen Advocacy Board of 24 students from high schools and colleges, high schools in Walton County and colleges here in Georgia. We have focused on a couple of initiatives in the past few years, being phone-free or screen-free, not binge drinking, anti-bullying, vaping awareness. But this year, we've decided that we're going to focus on helping veterans, doing some work with Project Renewal, the local domestic violence shelter, and also continuing our efforts after school with our outreach in middle and high schools. We also want to do a mental health campaign, which we started last year, so we'll be expanding on that, and we hope to see you soon. Now let me give you our contact info for the Walton Youth Project. Our phone number is 770-207-3174. We can be found on Facebook and Instagram at Walton Advocates, and our YouTube channel is Walton Youth Project. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Peggy Jones, and I'm an intern with the Georgia Master Gardener Extension Volunteer Program. Today, we're going to talk to you about our upcoming free garden talks. This fall, the Master Gardeners will be giving talks at Loganville, Social Circle, and Monroe. And each week, we'll have a different topic, and we give them on Mondays at the Loganville Library at 2 p.m., Tuesdays at the Social Circle Library at 4 p.m., and Wednesdays at the Felker Community Center in Monroe at 2 p.m. This way, if you can't make a day, you can always come to a different location and hear the talk there. And these are the talks that we're going to be talking about. September 19th through 21st, we're going to be talking about all the dirt on soil. So everything you need to know about soil, how to do a soil test, and even how to explain the soil test. On September 26th through the 28th, we'll be doing it on shade gardening. So if you have a shady area in your yard, this would be a great talk as we talk about what to plant and how to plant there. On October 3rd through the 5th, we're going to be talking about transplanting trees and shrubs. And you know fall is the best time to do this, so come to this talk to find out how to transplant and where. October 17th through 19th is growing green with houseplants. So as we're moving houseplants inside, how to keep them green throughout the winter season. This will be a great talk. And then our last one, October 24th through 26th, will be on making the cut, pruning basics. So how to prune your bushes for the maximum floral foliage. So I know these are a lot of dates, a lot of times. So if you visit the Walton County Master Gardener website, we'll have all the information there and all about our other upcoming events. Also, we'll always be at the farmers market on Saturday from 9 to 2, so stop by and see us there at the farmers market. And big news, we just are putting out a newsletter. So if you scan the code to sign up for our newsletter, you'll be getting an email from us with all these dates as well. And I promise you, we're not going to be sending it out daily, not even weekly, maybe once a month. So that's a great way to stay up to date with all of our events. Thanks everyone, and I hope y'all all had a great time at our pollinator census. We had a great time and it was wonderful seeing all of you there.
Hi, I'm Jody Johnson. I'm here at the new South Walton Community Center, and boy, it is really nice in here. The citizens are really enjoying coming out here, so get a chance to come down to Social Circle. If you're a member at Felker or Meridian, you're also a member here at South Walton now. It's not crowded at all, so it's a great place to come and work out. We have all brand new equipment upstairs here at the community center. We have a 1/14 mile walking track, so if it's raining like it's been doing every day or too humid outside to really get any exercise in, it's a great place to come and walk, exercise. We have a free weights hall downstairs, so great place to come and to work out. We've actually moved our administrative office here also, so make sure if you're a new person to come in, you want to talk to me, just ask for Jody, and my office is right here at the community center. So also I want to let you know about our basketball program that's getting started. Some of the games will be here at the community center at South Walton, at Felker, and at Meridian Park, and in our gym at Nowell. It's September 12th through the 17th. The cost is $95 for everybody that wants to participate. We have ages 5 through 18-year-olds. So make sure you come in and register. Most people register online. Just go to waltoncountyga.gov to get registered for that. Again, the cost is $95 and from ages 5 through 18. So we have a lot of kids to play. Last year we had over 1,000 kids participated in our youth basketball program. So we're looking forward to getting that started. We're actually it's getting close to Labor Day, which means all of our fall sports programs are all underway. Our baseball and softball and soccer programs and our cross country have all started and have been participating. And we'll keep going through the 1st of October. Our football program, which Monroe, Loganville, and Walnut Grove are all participating in the North Georgia Youth Football Association, and they'll start on September 10th, and they'll play at all the local high schools this year. The high schools getting upgraded to all new turf fields. The kids are really excited about going and playing at their local high schools where they eventually will play their high school football. They'll also be traveling all over from Oconee to Winder. The league goes all the way up to even Raven, even though we don't play them in the regular season. It's all part of the North Georgia Youth Football League. So it's a huge football league, and we're looking forward to seeing how our youth stack up against all of the teams in the North Georgia region. So looking forward to all of our fall sports. Don't forget basketball registrations coming up, and when you can, come join one of these community centers and let's stay fit, Walton County. So remember, sportsmanship starts at home, and we'll see you at a park real soon. Thank you very much. Oh, by the way, the Air Splash Park in between has been doing great. It had another fantastic year where we had another over 15,000 people that attended the Splash Park. We had a lot of birthday parties. Every weekend, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was booked throughout the year. So we do appreciate everyone coming out and supporting the Splash Park. Unfortunately, we will be closing just before Labor Day. The attendance has really gotten down. The weather has not helped out a whole lot, and it's with school in, we're only open 4 to 6 anyway, but we are closing the Friday before Labor Day. That's kind of been the plan all along. And we'll open up again next year in May, and we look forward to a third fantastic season. We do have pickleball out there, and the dog park that is located out at Ayers Park. The pickleball's been well attended. We're opening up the brand new Frisbee golf course out there in between. We've got signage that's going up as we speak, and there is about a quarter of a mile, or actually a half a mile, nature trail. And I can't guarantee it, but there's a lot of deer out there. So if you want to see some nature, lots of squirrels and deer and all out there. So Frisbee golf course, kind of to the in the woods, the large pine trees. People in the parking lot to the right, and then the pickleball courts that are first come, first serve. I'm sure if you go out there, whoever's playing would probably love to either teach you the game, play, rotate games in. It's just kind of like a friendly family type game. So I know my family tries to go out every Sunday, every chance we get, and have a family outing and rotate the players in. So go out to Ayers Park, and we look forward to next May when we will open it back up. Thank you very much.
Hi, welcome to Monroe Walton Center for the Arts. Obviously, we have a new show up now. Our regional juried art show is up now. It is here through October 24th, I believe is the right day, mid-October at least. We have a reception, our wine and cheese awards reception, Friday, the 9th of September from 6 to 7:30. The public is invited. It's free and open to the public. The awards will be given out for the winners in this show. We will have Beth Sale will be here as our judge for this show, and she is from the Linden House in Athens. So we're excited to host her and to have her judge the show for us. So please consider coming. Come see the show if you can't come that evening. It's nice to have that in the evening because lots of times people are working and can't get here during the day. But you can always come to our receptions, and like I said, it's at 6 o'clock on Friday, September 9th. It's just coming up right around the corner. So that will be an exciting evening for us. It's always a lot of fun to see who the judge picks to be the winner and if that lines up with what your favorite pieces are. Of course, a lot of the pieces in this show are available for purchase. You do have to leave it here through the end of the show, but once the show is over, we'll of course mark it sold. And then once the show is over, you can pick up your piece and take it home with you. So a lot of them are available for purchase. Just come and see, be inspired, relax, just enjoy the beauty and the atmosphere of having such a fabulous show. We've got around, I think 80, 85 pieces in the show from around 50 artists. And just a great show. So please do come and see it. Please pick up a class list when you come in and see what we have. Always adding in new classes. We're excited that we have new classes. Camden is here this morning helping me, and she is one of our new teachers. She is teaching oil painting for beginners to intermediate. Fabulous artist, great teacher. Her classes are going well, and they're on Saturdays from 1 to 3. We have a kind of a guest artist here doing our sip and paint class this month in September. September 16th, Jennifer Dominy will be here, and she will be teaching our sip and paint class. And so please come see what we have. Lots of great new classes. Hope to see you soon. Thanks.
Hey Walton County, it's Patrice Broughton, your Public Information Officer here with another county update. We'll start with our August meeting agenda, and then we'll go over some projects that are going on in the county right now. So on August 2nd at 6 o'clock p.m. we had our regular Board of Commissioners meeting. We started with a recognition of the Walton County 4-HBB team and congratulating them on being national champions at the Daisy Championship. We also recognized our West Walton 5- and 6-year-old team for winning the USSSA World Series, and they are also champions. So we're always proud of our students and our athletes here in Walton County when they do great things. We had our manager's report by John Ward. You can see those reports online on Walton County's website if you would like to go and take a look at the meeting. All commissioners were present with the exception of Commissioner Bradford, and Commissioner Banks participated via telephone. So we had several Planning Commission recommendations at this meeting, and we started with an approval with conditions to rezone a property to A for an animal rescue and a conditional use for an event facility. And the applicant owner was Lisa McNair, and the property was located on Center Hill Church Road. And it was approved with the conditions actually, they removed the recommended condition and adding the property revert back to the original zoning if sold or is no longer in operation by the family. So they approved a rezone of 11.4 acres from M1 to A1, and the applicant owner was Norma Billingsley, and it was located on Green Avenue. So they approved a rezone of 3.46 acres from A1 to R1 to create one additional lot, and the applicant owner was John William Bush Jr., and it was located on Wood Hill Drive. They approved the rezone of 56.536 acres from A2 to R1 OSC for a residential subdivision, and the applicant was Reliant Homes, and the property is located on New Hope Church Road. So they approved a rezone of 3 acres from A to A2 to create 2 buildable lots. The applicant was Roy Nunnally Roberts Jr., and the property is located on Nunnally Farm Road. So they approved the rezone of 5 acres from A1 to A for dog kennel, and the applicant was Marshall Roberts, and the property was also located on Nunnally Farm Road. We had several resolutions to be adopted at the August meeting, one being the adoption of the millage rates for Walton County. They also adopted the Walton County Board of Education millage rate. They approved several budget amendments for fiscal year 2023. And they adopted a project length budget for the courtroom number 2 budget. They also adopted a project length budget for resurfacing projects in public works. And also another project length budget for project works and some building materials. So they approved and adopted a resolution and an intergovernmental agreement for the 2022 Transportation Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax. You'll be hearing more about T-SPLOST. You'll be able to find information on the Walton County webpage. So it will explain what T-SPLOST is and what the money will be used for in Walton County as well as the municipalities. So we approved our 2023 holiday schedule, adding 2 additional holidays. They added the federal holidays of Juneteenth, which is June 19th, and the federal holiday of Veterans Day. So they will be added to the 2023 holiday schedule. So we approved a contract for a shared savings agreement with P3 Cost Reduction Analyst. And how that works is the analyst will take a look at projects that the county has going on and see if they can find cost-saving measures. And then those cost savings will be shared with P3. So it will result in cost reductions on behalf of Walton County. So we accepted a proposal for a property lease off of Anglin Road, and that was accepted from Paul Jones. We made 2 appointments during the month of August, and one was for the O'Kelly Memorial Library Board, and the Board of Commissioners appointed Vicki Smith. And we also approved Chairman David Thompson as a voting delegate for the ACCG 2022 Legislative Leadership Conference. We had an executive session. No votes were taken in executive session, but they did approve the purchase of a lot located at 130 Court Street when they came out of executive session. So we'd have several projects going on right now in Public Works, and they have done a few culvert replacement projects, one being on Lamar Doss Road, and it was completed on August 10th, and one being on Randolph Steele Road, and it was completed on August 5th. They've also done some resurfacing projects on Azalea Drive and Rosewood Way, and they resurfaced Sandy Creek Court and Sandy Creek Road. We have some exciting news for our residents that live on the south end of the county and in Social Circle. On August 12th, we had our ribbon cutting for the South Walton Community Center. It is a beautiful building. If you haven't been by there, you can start taking advantage of the gym, the basketball courts, and the indoor walking tracks. So again, it's a beautiful facility. It's open to the public now. It opened to the public on August 15th, and the hours of operations are Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 6 a.m. until 8 p.m., Wednesday and Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m. So again, we're excited for the South Walton Community Center being open, and we hope that everyone in the county, not just our South Walton residents, can take advantage of the beautiful facility. As always, we hope everyone is remaining safe and that you're having a good summer. And if you have any questions regarding anything in this county update, please feel free to give us a call at 770-267-1301. Thank you, Walton County.
Well, as you can see, the crowd is off. The rain kind of sent some people home, and others came back out to brave it. But it's finally turned. It's about 10 minutes till 9, and as you can see, it's clear. But the crowd has been reduced quite a bit.
Hanging out here in the rain, still partying. Give it up for yourself one time. Hey, and you heard us kicking off the first set. We got one of the original swinging medallions right here, Mr. Joe Morris. Yeah. And we're going to kick it off this next set with a big hit the medallions had, Joe and the boys had back in the day, called Hey, Hey, Baby. Woo!
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfies, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens. Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
Where do you come alive? A stadium, lecture hall, a music hall, church potluck? This year, you have a new spot, walkgeorgia.org, a free website that provides you with all the resources needed to get your heart rate up and body out in your community. Sign up and receive individual or group fitness tracking, fitness demos by certified trainers, recipes, and a guide to resources in your Georgia County, all in one easy-to-use site. When you move more, you live more. walkgeorgia.org.